During this whole thing where the main character was being all handsy with the male lead, he had snuck a little note into the male lead's robes informing the male lead where he needed to check out, and it coincided with the third painting the magistrate had sent. So they're like, we got to check out this location. But the main lead decided the sister, and the bodyguard would be the ones going, and the censor will stay there in case the magistrate sent a fourth painting. So the male lead and his adopted sister, they have a conversation typically about the main character and how she cannot believe the male lead trusts and believes the main character after everything the main character has been putting them through, especially at the get-go, and how he's probably using them to steal more credit from them. And the male lead's like, we can trust in him, we can believe in him, he will be there when we need him, when we go check out this location. We got to trust in him. And she realizes that he must care for the main character more than he realizes or acknowledges. Because if he's trusting someone, he has to really care for them and believe in them. And she doesn't like this, not one bit. The male lead, the bodyguard, and the sister, they arrive to the location they were told to go to. They find a secret tunnel, and once they find the secret tunnel, they are attacked, and they have to get out of there and survive, because they need to get to the censor and inform the censor about the tunnel so they can send men to this tunnel and get the information and evidence that's inside the tunnel to take to the emperor. And they're trying to survive, and the main character does not arrive. The main character is nowhere to be seen. The censor had stayed back by the orders of the male lead and was told not to leave. Even if he gets sent a fourth painting by the magistrate, he needs to stay put. Do not leave, don't go anywhere, stay put. Except he gets a letter by the magistrate and does not stay put like the male lead told him. He goes to the magistrate's home and finds the magistrate dead. And he was locked in the room with the magistrate. Like, a servant took him to the magistrate's room, told him the magistrate was waiting for him, and he finds the magistrate dead, and the servant who had led him into the room locks him in there. Before he can get his bearings in, the emperor's nephew, the assistant of the magistrate, and the lieutenant of the county walk straight through the door after unlocking it. The servant who had walked him into the room and then locked him in there starts accusing him of having an argument with the magistrate. He heard it from the other side of the store and then heard him murder the magistrate, basically full on accusing him and showing that he's part of this whole ploy. And obviously, the three who walked through the door is part of this ploy, the ones who set this whole ploy up. And they start accusing him, stating they have to arrest him. How could he do it after he was sent by the emperor? Like, he is disgusting and not deserving of his position. And I'm like, dudes, the male lead and the main characters here, your whole thing is going to be gone in seconds. Like, they're going to show your cards so fast. But we're going to let you have this act for a moment. We're going to let you. They literally drag him back to his place because he's like, I have evidence to prove that I did not kill the magistrate, and I have evidence to prove of your guys' crimes. Except his little paintings that he had hidden away are now gone. He has no evidence, and he tries using the letter that he got from the magistrate, but it wasn't sent by the magistrate. It was obviously sent by one of the threes to set him up on this ploy. Like, this man is not having a great time. Luckily, though, the male lead was able to escape from his attackers and get all the way back to the place the censor was staying to protect the censor. This whole thing felt like a crime drama, and I was thriving for it because I love crime dramas. I can tell you that. I thrive on crime dramas. The male lead, once he gets there, he's like, you know, you can't just go around accusing people of murder without actual evidence, right? Like, you cannot do that. If you give me a few days, can solve if he committed this murder or not. And if he did commit the murder, you can have him. But if he did not, well, let's just find out who really committed the murder, and it's pretty obvious who did commit the murder and trying to frame a man. So yes, the male lead was able to get them a few days, but it's insane that these dudes thought they could go in a contest of wit with the male lead, because again, the male lead's intelligence is that of Hercules Poirot and Sherlock Holmes kind of intelligence. Like, these dudes do not compare. The male lead and his bodyguard and sister, they were able to escape long enough to get away from their attackers, and he left them in a safe location where they could not be found to go all the way to the censor. And then he's like, well, come with me, we have to get to them because they're badly injured and we need to go save them. Try and find the spot he left his sister and bodyguard at is not an easy feat to do. He ends up being split apart from the censor because there's a fog with, music being played, like sinister music being played in there. And it's obvious someone's using a cither, a musical instrument, the same kind that the melody from Demonic Convention uses, the one this main character uses, in the air. And the main character reveals himself, and he reveals why he hadn't been there when they needed him was because he ended up coming across the leader of the 13 Floors and was fighting the man. And he had found the Malleed's sister and bodyguard and had put up an arrow to protect them, but the leader of the 13 Floors also found it and redid their arrow, so it's going to be a little difficult to find them. It's a whole mess. And the main character's like, well, I can save them if I had a sister, but I only have the strings because I took the strings off my sister. I know I'm pronouncing the word wrong. So he uses the Malleed's arms as the base for the strings. He literally wraps the strings around the Malleed's arms to play the instrument. So he was basically able to break half of it with his instrument skills, and the censor and the sister's assistant was able to break the other half accidentally. Like, these two fools were able to break the leader of the 13 Floors era because they accidentally came across something, got upset, and broke it. And they found a way to find the Malleed's sister and bodyguard. It was a whole thing. It was insane. The censor's assistant wasn't even the real one. He had been replaced with somebody else who was an assassin there to kill the Malleed, sent by the Emperor's nephew and the 13 Floors because they're working together. It's not a master and subordinate relationship. They're on equal benefactors levels. And he was there to off the Malleed. And once the censor finds out the truth, he's like, oh, I'll give my assistant the deserving burial if he's dead. If he's alive, I'll keep him by my side. But he wants to search for the dude once the case is over with. Because, again, he believes the dude deserves better than what he's got. And the Malleed acknowledges. The Malleed knew the dude was a fake and didn't say anything except to the main character's assistant and had this dude work with him to stop the dude when the dude does show his true intentions and ties the dude up. The main character's having his own little bout of fun. He goes to the assistant magistrate's wife and reveals her husband's affair to her. She even sees him doing the dirty with his affair partner, and she sees him dove down with a rolling pin, drags him home, threatens and even uses the rolling pin on him, has her servants tear their home down to find any little pieces of evidence of his affair. His silver, gold, easy to be found, but what is hidden away, kept secure, is a bunch of paintings, very lewd paintings, and once he realizes his wife finds these paintings, he tries running off with them. And she's furious because these paintings are depicting him and his affair partner. So she thinks he's trying to protect his evidence, protect his little affair partner, his little mementos of his affair partner. No, this is the actual evidence the Malleed and the main character needs against him, because these paintings has the dates and places where they can find evidence against the Emperor's nephew and anyone involved in the ploy by the Emperor's nephew.